Hey everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to come to you today to let you know how we got 165,000 views on our video clips and in particular from our podcast clips. Now, I got to thank my producer Ty for helping me put these numbers together on Friday. It was very eye opening to compile all these and see that over the past 10 months or so since we started this business podcast, we've been able to accumulate 165,000 views. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I'm talking to a lot of marketing companies in the area. I'm talking to a lot of businesses in the area, especially their marketing directors, their marketing coordinators, and this idea is kind of kicking around in their head. They're seeing this be successful with other places. Maybe they follow popular podcasts or they follow other businesses that are doing something along these lines, but they're not quite sure where to start. And they don't necessarily know why they should dive into this. A lot of times when I use the word podcast in relation to business, people have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. They think like, oh, you want me to go in my garage and talk about my business? What is this? So I want to dig into from a very high level how we got 165,000 views on our podcast clips just to get you thinking, get the gears turning. Um, so really it comes down to we started something called the Southwest Florida Business Podcast. So this is where we interview local business owners, we film those interviews, and then we promote those out to Naples, Fort Myers, and we use vehicles like Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all these different places. So we're filming these interviews, we chop them up, and then we put them out. And so there are a couple basic reasons why we've been able to hit this 165,000 view mark without advertising. I'll add to that. Again, the whole point is so you can start to think how you can do this for your business. So the two main factors that I'd say that I want to focus on today to get the gears turning are the fact that it's a filmed interview and also that we interview guests. So those are kind of the two main things. I'll switch that here. So these are the two main factors, right? We film each interview and we interview guests. So on the filmed interview piece, the reason why this is important is because since it's filmed and we're recording it in studio, we have good cameras, good sound, and everything like that, we're able to actually generate a lot of professional content relatively easy. So business owners will come in, we'll interview them for about an hour. And from that interview alone, we'll be able to get anywhere from 3 to 15 clips that we can then pull out and then we can share those across social media. And we take those little clips, we put them on Instagram, we put them on LinkedIn, on YouTube Shorts. And side note for those of you who are marketing and doing video marketing, don't sleep on YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts have been a huge help for us. We've gotten 25,000 views in the past 3 months. If you're already putting video content out, I highly recommend using that platform. So this is a main factor. So by filming it, it allows us to create professional video content. And then the second main factor is that we're actually interviewing guests. Now, this is important and it kind of parlays off the first point. Since we're filming these and creating professional content, we can now tag our guests in the stuff that we put out. And because we tag them, they're much more likely to share it. They're much more likely to engage with it, leave comments. And this also introduces us to their network. So now people in their network that they share it with find what we're doing. And it's not going to be a huge percentage, but probably something like 5% of their audience that see it end up coming and following our content, following the podcast, connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on Instagram. And so they become part of my audience too. And that plays a huge role as you continue to do this because we didn't start off getting these numbers. This came over time. It's a compounding effect. But as we go through, interview more business owners, the platform gets wider. We get a larger audience. So it does two things. As each guest comes on our podcast, they get introduced to an ever-growing audience. So it helps promote their business. And since they're sharing it, that helps promote our business and grow the platform. And over time, the more and more you do and the more you put out, it becomes that much more valuable for your guests, and it drives that many more people back to your business. So the reason why I'm saying all these is because if you're a business, you're thinking about starting a podcast for your business and you want to do something like this, you want to be a thought leader, you want to create content, all these kinds of things, this is an incredibly powerful platform that you can create for yourself. And a lot of people either say, oh, my industry's too small, or who would want to come on my podcast and talk to me? Well, if you build a platform like this where you're going to give your guests the ability to share their expertise with a pretty wide audience that you can build, um, there's not many reasons for somebody to say no. And especially if you do it like this, where you're creating professional content, if you make it easy for them to share, you can give them video files. You can write out post copy for them so their marketing team can go and share it. It's a pretty much a win-win for them. So if you choose to do this, you can really build a media wing of your own company, be the thought leaders, and give other people a valuable platform to share their insights. So that's what I want to get you guys thinking about. Is it's less about, hey, what would we like, who, what's going on, why would we do a podcast? It's more about who would we interview, how are we going to use that? And I actually want to pose these questions to you. So if you're a marketing director, if you're even a sales director, start to ask these questions of yourself if you want to start a podcast. So who would we interview on the show? How would we use the content? And then if we got 150,000 views, what impact would that have on the business? So who would we interview on the show? This could be customers, prospects, executives within your company. This could be industry partners, whoever it might be. Start to think about who you would have on the show. And then you can start to see if this makes sense to do. Then how would we use the content? So can we take this and put it on our Instagram, on our LinkedIn, on our YouTube, Facebook, wherever it might be? Start to identify the channels that you currently use and start to ask yourself, could we use this there? Plus, there's a ton of reasons for sales to do this, but also if we got 150,000 views, what impact would that have on our business? Would that increase sales? Would that, if you were a marketing professional, increase our marketing budget? What will this do? How will this impact the bottom line? Because everyone I'm talking to about starting a podcast for their business, if you're going to take this seriously, you really got to look at this as a real business expense. And if you're going to take this to the rest of your company and start talking about, hey, this is what I plan to do, here's what I want to do, you're going to have to answer these questions. Why the hell will we do this? If this seems like it's going to take a lot of time and money, which it most likely will, what's the point of this? What's the return on investment? If I spend 4 hours a month doing this and X number of dollars, what are we going to get in return? All right, well, we're going to be an industry thought leader. We're going to take care of all of our marketing content. We'll increase the sales pipeline by 10%, whatever it might be. But start thinking about these so you can put tangible numbers behind them. If you go in just like, yeah, I kind of want to start one, it's going to get shot down. I know this from experience. So I wanted to leave these with you. I'm going to stop sharing that. Please, if you've got any questions, please reach out. I'd be happy to help. But yeah, that's primarily it. Visit the website. It's swflpodcast.com. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, Chris Hein. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching. And please, I'm enjoying having these conversations with these different marketing directors and coordinators and marketing companies. And there's a lot of questions out there. So either leave the questions here in the comments below. If you don't feel comfortable leaving them there, give me a call, shoot me a message. I'll send you my cell phone number and we can connect. I'll answer all these questions for you and we'll go from there. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great week. And we'll be back with some more goodies soon. See ya.